Alright, everybody bear with me getting some stuff set up here. Yeah, he's already spotted all that. Let me get this up here. Alright, let's go ahead and start our update here. Watching some stronger storms out there, actually going live because of this storm here near Huntsville. A little bit of rotation being seen in this storm here, so I wanted to kind of just go live and let everybody know what's going on with that. Let me go ahead and get my storm relative velocity up. And I'm already seeing a little bit of rotation out of this first batch of storms coming through. I do see some embedded rotation in there. That one near just to the west of Huntsville, there's a little bit of broad stuff there. Let me adjust my mic because you may not be able to hear me. Give me just a second. Let me move my keypad out of the way real quick. All right, you might be able to hear me a little bit better now than what you did. Let me adjust a little bit more. Watching a little bit of rotation there just to the west of Huntsville. This is all broad rotation. Nothing immediately hollering tornado or anything, but I do see a little bit of broad rotation. Station 58, wanted to advise I am watching a little bit of broad rotation with the storms moving kind of toward Moores Mill and Huntsville within that line. I'm going live, actually live right now on that. So watching a good batch, there could more than likely going to be some very high winds with this, some strong winds. I wouldn't doubt to see some really high winds with this. Special weather statement out for another 7 minutes. That's going to be for the Fayetteville, Meridianville, Hazel Green, Ardmore, Harvest, Lincoln, Elkwood, Plevna, Bellevue, and Cache Point area. Wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour with that. I would not doubt to see some 50-mile-an-hour winds out of that, to be honest. Watching that area, though, near Huntsville, a little bit of rotation. There is some wind shear out there, as you can tell, there's a good bit. But here's our first little batch coming through. Also watching around the Union Grove area and Marshall County, some heavier shower activity there. Thunderstorm activity, rather. Take a look at the velocity. There is a little bit of broad rotation in that one, too. Very broad. It's going to be west of Union Grove. Station 58 seeing some very broad rotation west of Union Grove. It's Marshall County, but it's really, really broad rotation. Nothing too concerning at the moment, but there's some there. So yeah, I want to throw that out there. There is some broad rotation west of Union Grove, but it is so broad that I'm not concerned with it at the moment. It's extremely broad rotation, something we'll watch. And let's see, hang on a minute. I'm going to actually switch to my tower cam. Give me just a second because I've actually got it up. See if I can switch to our tower cam and taking a look outside. Very windy out. As you can tell, incredibly windy. But yeah, it's really, really windy out there today. Lots of wind shear in place. We're going to switch over to our actual tower cam and take a look there. You can tell that wind's really moving. Not a lot to really see out there right now, but that wind is really moving the tower, that's for sure. All right, the timing and all that good stuff. I need to go through that with everybody, and I actually forgot to put that up. So give me just a second to do that. Okay. So this is what we've got right now. This is subject to change. I'm not seeing a new update from Huntsville yet regarding the timing. So this is what we've got right now. We'll look at the high-res models as well. They'll give us a little better idea too. So let me go ahead. Let me switch this out. All right, so timing right now, for those asking, looks like, again, this is estimated. We'll look at the high-res models here in a minute. Florence Russellville area 2 p.m. to 7 o'clock. So we're already approaching that time frame now for western portions of the area around Florence and Russellville. Looks like along I-65 anywhere between 3 p.m. to 8 o'clock. Huntsville, Coleman, and Fayetteville areas. Northeast Alabama, that'd be DeKalb, Jackson counties. Eastern parts of Marshall County 4 p.m. to 9 o'clock tonight. So lots of rounds of showers and storms moving in, and some of those will more than likely become severe. Let me take a look at some of the information that we've got right now. The Severe Thunderstorm Watch has been issued up until 7 o'clock tonight. There is a potential for a couple tornadoes. That the risk is concerning. Some hail up to quarter size possible, and damaging winds 75 miles per hour possible. So we're talking some big time damaging wind threats with this. We'll take a look at the Storm Prediction Center models. Didn't mean to click that up. Slight risk in effect. I wouldn't doubt to see that go up to an enhanced risk for North Alabama, but again, it's not happened yet, so it may or may not. But looks like either way, good risk of damaging winds for the whole northern part of the state. Storm Prediction Center has a 5% risk now of tornadoes for pretty much all of North Alabama. So if you're in North Alabama, you've got between a 5 and 10% risk for tornadoes now. So that's concerning when we get up that high, 5 to 10% risk. Again, it's not high, but it's elevated. Damaging wind threat, also something that's very elevated there. 15% risk of damaging winds, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're looking at it meteorologically, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, meteorologist-wise, it's high. It's a higher risk when you're looking at it, like that. So 15% risk, there's definitely going to be some damaging winds out there with these storms. So let's go ahead and get back to the radar and tracking this storms around Union Grove area currently. That's in Marshall County. I'll look at that rotation again. Yeah, nothing concerning with it rotation-wise, but there's probably going to be some high winds with it. That's entering into the western parts of Marshall County, so I am seeing some high winds with it. So let's take a look and just see how high they are. So it looks like around 30 miles per hour, 30 mile an hour winds, maybe 40. Yeah, we've got about 40 miles per hour showing up very close to Union Grove. So maybe some 40 mile an hour winds with that. Special weather statement, possibility. We'll wait and see if that happens. Let's move back up here toward Huntsville. Now, this storm here has got me concerned. We got those storms out ahead of it moving in a different direction, so there's a good bit of shear out ahead of that. A new special weather statement will be put in effect. That's for the Mooresville Mill area. You do see some broad rotation with it. It's moving on off to the east toward Moores Mill. Meridianville, just to the east of Meridianville currently. Around Ryland, Huntsville. Some gusty winds there, but the area of rotation I'm watching is going to be between Moores Mill and New Market area. I'm watching that carefully because it is trying to rotate on us here. Watching that. Oh yeah, we may have something trying to develop right now. Actually, we've got a pretty nice little area right there of rotation showing up. So yeah, nice little area there of some rotation south of New Market. Let me get a secondary radar up because this one's just it's not working right. Give me just a second. I'm going to have to close this radar off because these two radar sites absolutely hate one another. So give me just a second to get that back up. All right, so the area of rotation I'm watching now is going to be with these two cells colliding here right on top of Fanning's Crossing. Seeing some hail develop there. Now, there could be a brief spin-up tornado develop right there very quickly with these storms here, especially with that storm ahead of it there moving in a different direction, colliding with it. Station 58, I'm watching a cell moving off to the northeast as colliding with the storms from the west. Currently over Fanning's Crossroads area south of New Market. There could be a new area rotation develop. It looks like there is. and that is something we need to pay close attention to. Yeah, I'm seeing a bit of rotation going on right there on top of Fanning's Crossroad.
Yeah, where those storms are running into each other, there's also more available cape in that area too, so any rapid intensification could cause a serious problem on short notice.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. So yeah, we're watching very carefully while these storms are colliding together, like they are right here. You can have a very quick spin up tornado. This is near New Market, just to the south of near Fanning's Crossroads. We're going to watch these two as they do collide. There could be a brief tornado develop, so keep that in the back of your mind there. If you're near Fanning's Crossing, let's see, Frank, I can't tell what that says. Frank Hillard Road, I believe that's what that says. Not 100% sure, but that's south of New Market. If you're in those areas, definitely going to want to be paying attention to that. This storm's moving on off to the east, crossing. Looks like that's Winchester Road, I believe that says. It's kind of hard to see. That'd be moving on off to the east, kind of toward looks like Putton Mountain, and I'm pretty sure I'm seeing that right. Upper Hurricane Road. I'm pretty sure I'm reading that correctly. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says. This is going to be south of New Market, currently moving on off to the east. So we're going to be watching that carefully. That's going to be, zoom out a little bit here. That'll be moving into the western parts of Jackson County shortly. I thought so. Yeah, looks like that cell will be lifting on off to the northeast, so we'll see what happens, but it will move into western parts of Jackson County. It may end up pushing it toward Putnam Mountain, or depending on how far north that cell there is able to go, it may put it close to in between either Francisco and Larkin area, somewhere right in there. So if you're in Francisco and Larkin area, or in between there in Jackson County, be paying attention to. This storm is headed your way. And we do have rotation showing up on the scan right now on radar. So again, it would be a very quick spin up. More than likely, there may not even be a warning go in effect. It would be very quick if it were to happen. So that's why I'm scanning around here, trying to go through different radar scans, see if I can pick something up. Okay. Not seeing nothing at the moment. Rotation's not crazy at the moment, but I'm watching it carefully. Alright, so I'm going to switch to another radar. This one's just not giving me what I'm looking for. Hopefully it doesn't crash the whole system, but so yeah, there is some broad rotation there. I actually see a little bit of rotation still. That's going to be south of New Market currently. That's moving on off to the east, moving into Jackson County. I'm not seeing a signature that would indicate a tornado on the ground or nothing like that. The rotation is really not, enough yet that I would say anything like that. So we're just going to keep watching it. I do get concerned when I see things like that, to be honest, those two cells colliding together. Now again, if you're around Francisco, anywhere from Francisco, or actually looking more like Larkin now, since these storms have collided together, it looks like it's going to push it more toward Larkin, or maybe a little north of Larkin in Jackson County, as that's moving on out of Madison County into Jackson County. So we're going to watch that. Not really sure which way it'll go yet, but it's looking like it's going to push it either toward Larkin or in between Larkin and Francisco. So looking like that area rotation, which is, nothing too concerning yet, but looks like it'll go in between Larkin and Francisco or somewhere right in there.
Well, right now, that's the #1 show in town. That's what everybody's watching to see what it does.
Yeah, it grabbed my attention a while back, earlier when I saw those storms developing ahead of it, and they were moving along it there. But yeah, I'm watching it carefully too. I see a little bit of hail where it's collided together, but it could definitely put a tornado out if it gets everything together. Okay, look at that. See broad rotation now on it. That's going to be going toward Putman Mountain and looking like it's going more toward Larkin, but seeing broad rotation now on that one. Starting to intensify a bit. And I'm looking at it through 2 different radars. Yeah, I'm starting to see some broad rotation now with it. So we are starting to see it pick up a little bit. As you notice here, that green has started showing up. We got that red and green there. Again, that's broad rotation. That's not anything on the ground, but that scan there is looking a little bit better. Second scan's looking a little bit worse than the last one was there, Josh. To be honest with you, that's a lot closer couplet together than what it was a minute ago. So this thing may be trying to wrap something up. And again, that's going to be pushing.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
That thing may be pushing right on off to the east toward Larkin. So if you're in Larkin, you got family in Larkin, for your safety, even though there's no warning in effect, go ahead and take your tornado precautions just to be safe, just in case this thing does try to wrap up. That's a pretty concerning couplet there showing up, and it's intensifying, so that's where I'm concerned at. It could produce a tornado quick. Looks like it would be north of Putman Mountain, going toward Larkin. Maybe a little bit north of Larkin, but if you're in those areas, Larkin, or in between Larkin, somewhere right in there, you need to take your precautions there. Go ahead and get to a safe place if you can, just to be safe. Again, there's no warning on it, but I'm just telling you based off of what I'm seeing on the radar here, it is starting to pick up a little bit compared to what it was, and it may be trying to produce a tornado. Definitely seeing that rotation pick up on this storm. So again, if you're near Larkin, go ahead and take your tornado precautions just to be safe. That's in Jackson County. This thing's off to your west. You got time to take shelter again, but it would be very quick. A very quick tornado would develop with this if it's able to do it. Hopefully the case be it's not, but looking at it pick up very quickly on the radar. So we'll wait and see if a warning or anything goes out, or if this next scan looks as aggressive as this one's starting to look. But yeah, it looks like it's going to go toward Larkin. I'm waiting on the next scan to come in. It's still broad, but it's a lot tighter than it was on that scan. Let me see. Okay, it looks like it's tightening up a little bit. That's going to be going toward Larkin. It does look like it's trying to tighten up a bit off this new scan here.
Tornado warning coming. I gotta let you know where it's at.
All right, tornado warning coming up. Roger that. Tornado warning standing by. All right, tornado warning will be coming up here in a minute. So Larkin area, if you're in Larkin, take your tornado precautions. Tornado warning coming any minute. All right, all stations, we're entering into emergency traffic at 1:24 p.m. Standing by for a tornado warning for Jackson County. So tornado warning will be going up very shortly. Again, if you're in the Larkin area, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Waiting on Huntsville to put a warning out. We should have a tornado warning going up here. All right, tornado warning in effect right now for Jackson County. Going ahead, let me get this put up here. Move out of the way. Come on, get out of the way. Sorry about that. All right. So tornado warning in effect now for northwestern Jackson County and northeast Alabama, northeastern Madison County, north central Alabama, and southeastern Franklin County and middle Tennessee.
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for northwestern Jackson County in northeastern Alabama, northeastern Madison County in north central Alabama, and Franklin County in middle Tennessee until
See if I can jump on over to the Huntsville or the Scottsboro real quick. This is KO4FUN. Do we have any stations on the Scottsboro repeater?
K4FCO repeater system.
All right, so let's get the path up.
It'll be northwestern Jackson and parts of Madison County into parts of Tennessee.
All right, so the areas impacted with this will be northeastern Madison, southeastern Franklin counties, including the following areas: Bass, Francisco, Jericho, Estill Fork, High Top, Anderson, Sherwood, and Larkin. So again, tornado warning now in effect with this storm. Take your tornado precautions right now. All right, we've been live on Facebook for a little while now, just FYI. So we got a pretty good little hook going on here. This thing's going to go very close to Larkin, maybe a little bit north of Larkin. So if you're in between Larkin and Francisco, take your tornado precautions. Again, anywhere between Francisco and Larkin, take your tornado precautions if you live in them areas. That's in Jackson County. Let me get this turned off real fast. So tornado warning in effect there, tracking that on off to the northeast, and looks like that's a pretty good signature there. Get that. Okay, yeah, that's definitely some good rotation there with that storm. Let me switch. Okay, I believe we might have had something try to touch down there. Rotation is not looking quite as bad as it did. Let me take a look at my correlation here. Any confirmation of any damage or anything being reported? All right, so yeah, I believe we have a tornado. I'm seeing some gate-to-gate velocity showing up on scan right now. That's going to be moving to the east, very close to Larkin. Switch. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a pretty strong signature there, showing up on radar. That's going to be moving toward County Road 27 and Larkin. Again, that's County Road 27 and Larkin, maybe just a little bit to the north of Larkin, but very close. All right, we've got a tornado trying to develop. Again, with correlation, I can't really see anything on it. We're going to switch radars really quick. Give me just a second here.